Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Don Weep here, back with another episode of What If Naruto Was the Avatar, Part 8. It's the finale, guys, for Part 1 of Naruto. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me these few weeks and this whole series to this point. It's been great. You guys have enjoyed it. It's gonna open up a slot for a new What If in my whole week schedule. I'm going to put a tab up for the new what ifs that I have working on for writing. You guys get to pick, so make sure to check it out. If you guys want this what if to continue beyond the finale and into Shippuden, then make sure to hit 100 likes on this video. I know we can do it. And once we hit 100 likes, then I might even do it on an extra Shippuden, or I might post a second video so that we can do all of Shippuden for this. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, become a subscriber for my channel, That One Weeb. And thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you guys had a great day. So let's get right into this. As we recall, last time, Naruto got back with Tsunade, Jiraiya, and everyone was healed. Well, Kakashi and Sasuke were healed from the Itachi incident by Tsunade. After Tsunade had healed them, Sasuke was considering the things that had happened prior and how Itachi had told him his hatred wasn't strong enough. He decided that he might be needing to seek more further power, as unlike him, Naruto had an almost endless well of strength, where he was lacking. He decided that he's gonna find a way to become stronger. But to confirm that his doubts about himself are true, he decides to challenge Naruto to a fight. Kakashi talks to Jiraiya and Tsunade about what's going on, and Tsunade is decided as the next Hokage, and the construction of the 5th Hokage's face monument is being decided now. Naruto and Sasuke are on that roof where the clotheslines blow in the wind, and Sakura watches in awe as well as horror as her two friends, as well as her maybe future lover, fight. As Naruto and Sasuke look at each other, Naruto asks Sasuke if he really wants to do this. Sasuke tells him to go all out and then rushes at him and tells him if he won't attack, he'll go first. He begins battling Naruto and Taijutsu, and eventually it gets to the point where they're getting a little bit too serious. Naruto begins using his earth bending, and as well as air bending, in order to push away Sasuke's fireballs, as well as deflect and reflect attacks. Sasuke is amazed by Naruto's defense, and this pushes him more than ever to gain power. As Sasuke activates his Chidori, he tells Naruto to use that move, the move that he knows Naruto has. Naruto obliges and then takes all the chakra he can muster and forces it into his right hand. He then uses his air energy of the avatar and begins to spin it. As he spins this chakra, the chakra begins to mold and form until it becomes a beautiful blue and white Rasengan. As Naruto then pushes more wind bending into it from being the avatar, it begins to take on some wind energy traits, like the Rasen Shuriken. As he does this, it has white tinged edges at it, so it seems to have a blue center, like a frosted pearl. As Naruto takes this back, he then tells Sasuke is he ready for it. Sasuke dives forward at him and says, "Come at me, Chidori!" As he thrusts his 1,000-bird attack, chiseling and scraping along with sizzling speed across his hands as the electric energy crosses across him. So Naruto then takes his Rasengan and leaps into the air, wind pushing behind him, as he thrusts his right hand forward and screams, "Avatar style, Wind Rasengan!" As he says this, he pushes his Rasengan forward, and it smashes it into, Kakashi's hand. Kakashi grabs Naruto's arm and throws him into the water tower, as well as Sasuke, and throws him into the opposite one. As soon as Naruto's hand with the Rasengan clashes into the water tower, it shatters into a bajillion pieces, all of the water splattering over, getting on top of Sakura, who still screamed no as she ran towards them. Sasuke, realizing the destruction that Naruto has capability-wise, is horrified as well as in awe of what his abilities are. He basically decides at this point that he's going to go to Orochimaru's, even if the Sound 4 hadn't shown up, which we get into. Sasuke goes out to be on his own as he contemplates what's going on and thinks about how it'll be okay if he goes, as Naruto will be here to protect the village, and if Itachi ever does show up, the village would be safe, and if he gets stronger, he can kill Itachi himself. Then, Kakashi shows up and talks to Sasuke about why he shouldn't have used that attack against Naruto, and how fighting your comrades with that kind of power isn't supposed to happen, and how things can happen. Kakashi then thinks about Rin as he jabbed her through the heart and worries about what would have happened if Naruto and Sasuke had the same fate with Sakura. He frowns and feels sadness in his heart and can generally see what's going on and empathizes with Sasuke too. A great deal. Sasuke then tells Kakashi to leave him alone, and Kakashi obliges. Sasuke then, sitting alone in his tree, is confronted by the Sound Four. The Sound Four decimates Sasuke, blow for blow, going back and forth like a tennis ball across the field. Sasuke is bleeding and broken on the ground when they tell him that if he doesn't go, then he's better come with them to leave the village, and that they'll be leaving tonight at dusk. Sasuke agrees, and he then tells him he'll come with. They disappear, and then Sasuke goes back to his home, thinking about what's happening to him and his friends, and if his parents and his family would have approved of this. He thinks back to that night of the Itachi massacre of his clan, the Uchiha massacre, and tears well up in his eyes. He wipes these away, however, and then looks at the picture of him, Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi. He then reaches his hand out slowly as it brisks through the air, wind brushing against the picture, dust floating off of the frame. He grabs the frame and tilts it forward, and the picture falls down, putting a close on their chapter for Naruto and Team 7, and especially his friendship with them. He then packs up everything and leaves that night, taking everything important to him besides that picture. As Sakura is walking around it that night thinking about what happened with Naruto and Sasuke, she sees Sasuke walking towards her. As he walks towards her, she says his name, Sasuke, and Sasuke appears right behind her. He then tells Sakura that he's sorry and that he needs to do this in order to kill that certain man. He tells her that he's sorry for everything and that he hopes that she'll be okay and he'll see her again someday. He then chops her in the back of the neck and she falls to the ground. He then picks her up and puts her on the bench slightly and brushes her hair out of her face. He tells Sakura that if anyone comes after him, then he'll have to fight back, but he doesn't want to hurt anyone in the Leaf Village. He then leaves and thinks about how his new journey with Orochimaru will be. Sasuke is picked up by the Sound Four and heads out of the village. Naruto wakes up in the morning with an odd sense of melancholy on him, as he wakes up to find that Sakura and, strangely enough, Choji and Shikamaru and Neji, they all keep pounding on the door until eventually it opens on its own. Naruto, getting out, rubbing the sleep out of his eyes, asks what's going on, and they tell him that Sasuke left the village. As soon as this happens, Naruto says, "What? Sasuke left? Like, for real?" They said yeah, and nodded. He then gets up, runs to his jumpsuit, and puts it on faster than anyone could possibly comprehend. He then runs out of the house and says that we have to hurry, and he runs with them. He all tells them to hop on if they can get to him way faster. He creates his air scooter technique, and then creates some for everyone else to ride on. He tells them that he can control them and that they'll get there breakneck pace, almost as fast as, some certain techniques like speed techniques. Shikamaru is impressed with the skill and decides that Naruto has even more tactical uses. They then speed forward on their air bikes, and as they head into the forest, they run into Jirobo, the first goal barrier from the Sound Four. As Jirobo stops them and surrounds them with that chakra wall of darkness. Naruto says he's got this, and then he takes his hand and puts it forward onto the wall. As he does this, he then forces his avatar rank above the earth and tells it to move. He pressures this and then bends it, moving his hands as the earth falls away and melts back into the ground. Jirobo's shocked as Naruto blitzes forward and then punches him in the stomach, knocking him out in one hit. Jirobo falls to the ground, and then they tie him up with rope, continuing onward as they have to keep hurry. They get back on their air scooters and continue onward. As they get there, they then run into both the flute girl as well as the spider. The spider guy with the weird ability of the web chakra. Neji fights them, and as well as the rest of the team. They then tell Naruto to hurry onwards, and that Neji and Shikamaru and Choji can handle this. As Naruto leaves, he tells them that he will bring Sasuke back, and he promises he'll be back. He then rushes forward when suddenly he's blitzing across the field, and suddenly a bone slices out of the air, and he didn't even sense it, and slices across Naruto's cheek, blood dripping. Naruto quickly pushes his right hand over the cheek and tries to stop the blood flow. as a second bone comes whistling out of the air. He dives off of the air scooter and into the ground, creating a big trench of earth as he pulls himself underground and then seals the hole above him. He then hears an odd crunching sound as the earth begins to shake. He shoots himself out of the ground just in time as a spike of bone appears inside of the ground where he was sitting. There he walks in, Kimimaro. Kimimaro walks towards Naruto, and Naruto's eyes widen as he sees this strange, pale-looking man. This man then tells him that if he wishes to stop the new vessel for Orochimaru from getting to him, then he'll kill him. He then begins to shoot bones as well as creates swords out of his arms of bone and begins to fight Naruto in hand-to-hand combat. Kimimaro and Naruto are about even at this point, and Naruto's fighting for tooth and nail to beat him. They're surprisingly even as Naruto can't bend the bones from Kimimaro as he doesn't know what material they are or if he can even do something like that, due to him only being able to bend, as he knows, earth, wind, fire, and water. Him not knowing about metal bending or lightning bending yet. But, anyway, Naruto then begins to fight even harder, until suddenly his savior, Rock Lee, comes out of nowhere and helps finish off Kimimaro. Kimimaro, using bone and attacks, realizes that he's cornered and decides to hit his final attack. He then says, "Bone Forest, Bone Armor." As he does this, he activates his bones and creates a huge shell around him in the shape of a skeleton. He then rises into the air on this new huge skeleton, and then summons a forest of sharp boneyards, making them forced to jump on top, as he begins shaking them as well as shooting arrows at them. Gaara saves them just in time and protects him with a sand shield, and then Naruto says he can finish this. He then puts his hands together and then summons it, the Earth Rock God. As he summons this massive being of rock, he then, as he knows, sees the shining sword of marble appear in his right hand. He looks down at the puny skeleton who's beneath him and tells Kimimaro it's over. He brings the sword overhead and then says, "Slice of the rock god." Ha! He then slices downward as the marble sword of darkness slams into the skeleton, crushing Kimimaro beneath it as he dies slowly, thinking that he failed his master. Gaara and Rock Lee, at this point, are pretty much telling Naruto to hurry up and that they'll be right behind him. They go back to help Neji and the others defeat the Sound Four. At this point, Naruto rushes forward as he deactivates the giant. He then finally makes it there, to Sasuke. Sasuke turns and his eyes widen as he sees Naruto. He tells Naruto that he won't let him stop him, no matter what. And even though that they had a strong bond, it's over now. He tells him that he's going to break that bond, and that in order to gain power, he has to go to Orochimaru to beat him, to beat his older brother Itachi. Naruto curses and tells him that he was all he needed, that him and Kakashi and Sakura, why would he do that? Why would he abandon them? There was so much that they could have done together more. He then tells Sasuke he's not going to let him ruin that. He's not going to let him break his bond. He won't let him do that, as it would be a disgrace to Sasuke himself, and that he knows Sasuke's better than that. Sasuke turns to him cold and laughs as he tells him that the only thing he needs is power. This makes Naruto grit his teeth as he rushes at Sasuke in his normal power and begins to push himself forward with earth and air bending. He slices an air slice towards Sasuke, who blocks it with his arm, barely getting a scratch. Naruto's eyes widen as he sees this, and then he gets punched into the water. Then Naruto goes flinging off of the top of Madara Uchiha's head into the water of the lake below of the final valley. As Naruto sinks into the murky depths of the water, he thinks about all that has happened until they got to this point. Him learning that he was the Avatar, growing up in the village, growing to help and become a Genin, fighting against Zabuza and helping defend Tazuna with Sasuke and the rest of Team 7, doing the Chunin exams and defending Sasuke from Orochimaru and helping save the whole village from Gaara, as well as saving Gaara and Neji. He thinks about helping Tsunade and helping find the 5th Hokage, as well as meeting Jiraiya, his master. His eyes close as he thinks that this is the end, and then as he hears in his voice, "You're not alone." All the avatars in his head light up, and Naruto realizes that he has to do this. He has to save Sasuke. He flies out of the ground, and all the elements surround him in blue energy, completely surrounding Naruto. As Naruto then begins to grow a tail. Naruto grows an orange chakra tail, slowly flickering to purple as his entire body is covered with purple chakra from the mixture of the blue and red energies combining. Naruto then has his one-tailed state activated, mixed with his avatar eyes as well as his QBI state, as he floats above, looking like a god above the water, standing between Madara Uchiha and Hashirama Senju. He tells Sasuke that even if he has to to break every bone in his body. He's going to bring him back to Konoha, to everyone, and that they'll find another way. Sasuke tells him there is no other way, and then immediately he activates his power-up as well. He powers up into his third curse mark stage, at the point where he has those extra arms and that marking on his face. He flies at Naruto, and Naruto begins to make shadow clones who all summon earth and shoot at Sasuke. Sasuke easily burns this away with his fireball jutsu, and he activates a Chidori. He looks at Naruto and says, "One more time." Naruto closes his eyes and opens them again and says, "No matter what, Sasuke, I will save you." He then tilts his hand back, and then he puts every element he can that he knows, as much as he can, into this attack. The only attack he can use to save his dear friend. He then, as the tail surrounds him and the energy grows even stronger, he then says, "Vermilion Avatar Rasengan." As all of the chakra energy from mixed with the QB chakra, his own chakra, and all 4 elements combine, it creates a pure white Rasengan, the strongest attack Naruto has ever wielded. As Naruto feels the strength, his hand begins shaking as the entire valley begins to vibrate from how much chakra is being condensed. It's becoming even more condensed and is beginning to turn dark, as Naruto knows he has to finish this before he could do something even darker. As inside he thinks of something called the Bijou Bomb that Kurama had told him about a while ago. He then rushes towards Sasuke and tells him that he's going to save him. Then Sasuke, powering every inch of chakra into this Chidori, tells Naruto no matter what, he will win. He dives towards Naruto and his wings flap as Naruto glides towards him on the air. The Rasengan Chidori clash together one final time, and as a bright light elements over the entire land, something happens deep inside of the Rasengan Chidori blast. Naruto and Sasuke look at each other, and they then touch hands, and Naruto tells Sasuke that he will save him and that they'll find another way, and that Itachi won't be able to haunt him anymore. Sasuke tears up and tells Naruto that he's a really good friend, and then at that moment, the light breaks, and a large explosion completely destroys the final valley. Both Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha's statue, as well as the waterfall, completely explode, stop, and are pushed backwards. The waterfall stops as Naruto and Sasuke fall to the ground. While Sasuke and Naruto's hands and fingers are burned and hurt quite severely, Naruto in pain and Sasuke in pain. Neither can move, and Kakashi and the rest finally arrive to see Naruto, barely conscious, holding his hand over Sasuke to keep him down, and says, as he barely has enough strength to stand. Kakashi rescues the both of them, and Sasuke is taken back to Konoha. Orochimaru, at this point, is in pain, but finally he actually makes it to that new body from Kabuto. They know something's gone wrong the next day, as Sasuke never made it, and the Sound 4 never came back. At that point, Orochimaru curses that damn kid who can control the elements, and says that they're going to find another way, as he thinks about a certain other person who is quite mentally unstable, and he thinks of a person named Gaara of the Sand. If you guys would like another part, or if you want me to go into Shippuden, this is the finale, and thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. If you guys want to vote on the poll, I'll be putting the poll at the beginning of the video. Just feel free to check it. Pick one what if, and I'll replace that into this new cycle, and it'll be going on. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming to watch my channel. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, if not more. Maybe. I doubt that's gonna happen though. But thank you guys for getting me to this point. I appreciate all 348 of you. And it's great. I've never been. I never thought I could get this far before. I loved watching people like Anime X and Tyler and The Masked Man and Anime Junkie, and I never thought I could do what they do. And it's really great to see that you guys support me so much, and you guys comment, and that you like my videos, and you guys like my videos, and you subscribe, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this part. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
It's black and white.